So, should you move to Manchester? Maybe you've heard that Manchester is way cheaper than London, and you've heard of, the amazing football teams and buzzing creative scenes. But what is it really like living here day in, day out? Well, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the real pros and cons of what you need to know first, not the Instagram version that you see, but what exactly is that you need to know before you move to Manchester. So guys, let's get into it. So let's start with the pros. So the first on my list is affordable cost of living. Compared to London, Manchester offers you much more breathing room when it comes to your wallet. The rent here is typically 30 to 50% lower than what you get in London for the same kind of property. So for example, a one-bedroom flat in a trendy Manchester neighborhood would cost around £900 to £1,100 in comparison to a property, similar property in London, even outside Zone 1, might cost around £1,800 or more. But it's not just rent, the groceries. I've seen it, when I've gone to the fruit market or vegetable market, is much cheaper than what I was paying for in London. Childcare as well is generally quite cheaper than you would get in London. Gym membership, my gym membership went down by £10, and that of my children as well, which is amazing. And even the Ubers are more affordable. I've seen people use Uber here as a mode of transport for school run, going to work, which I think, wow, that's interesting. That could never be London. So you can actually save, build your savings while living here. So why not? The second pro that I've got on my list is expanding job market in key industries. Manchester is rapidly becoming a hub for tech, creatives, digital media, and healthcare. So with BBC, ITV, NHS Digital, and Boohoo, the hot group as well, and many more startups, job opportunities are growing really fast, and especially in Media City UK and Spinningfields. So while it may not have the sheer volume of job listing like it is in London, Manchester job market is more accessible for mid-level professionals, freelancers, and remote workers. So other pros that I will mention is great public transport. You don't need a car if you're based near the city center. We're about 30 minutes away. I mean, it sounds very far away if you're driving, but it's generally very quick to get to the city center or the big shopping centers that's around, in Manchester. So Manchester is compact, and you can walk from Deansgate to Piccadilly in 15 minutes. So the metro tram system is generally cleaner than the one I know in London. It's modern and also connects, to most neighborhoods. I mean, I take it to the airport. It's just under 50 minutes from where I stay. If I want to get to the airport, it's not that far. You can get to Salford Quays, Altrincham, Manchester Airport without needing to drive. So compared to cities where a car is a must, that is a major win for Manchester. So the other pro is its rich culture, music and festival and events in Manchester. Manchester obviously isn't just about football. I know you've heard of Manchester City and United. It's also a birthplace of legendary bands like Oasis, The Smiths, and home to Parkland's event, Manchester International Festival. You know about the Parklife Festival, right? And the dozens of art events. There's so many of it. The city is always buzzing when you're out there. So they've got like live gigs, comedy shows, underground theaters, open mic nights. Is a city that celebrates talent and gives space for expression. So come along and enjoy. Another benefit of moving to Manchester is the green space and proximity to countryside. So if you're a nature lover, despite being in a city, Manchester has no shortage of green space. Heaton Park, Platfields, Alexandra Park. These are all massive parks that offers their residents a calm, fresh air and places to walk their dogs, or even take a walk or picnic, or even cycle. So like under 30 minutes by car or train, you can even get to Lake District or rolling countryside. So it's perfect for nature lovers. So another great reason that you need to move up here is for its thriving independent scene. So the Northern Quarter is a hub for independent coffee shops. So loads of coffee shops, there are vintage stores, pop-up galleries, as well as co-working spaces and many more. So Manchester is the kind of city where small businesses can thrive. So startups, you see loads of startups here, which is something that I didn't see much in London. There's a strong support for locals as well. People are loyal to Manchester-made brands like the co-ops. They swear by it. If you're creative or maybe an entrepreneur, this vibe is completely unmatched. So come along. And also, I like the diverse and growing food scene in Manchester. That's another reason why you should move to Manchester. From traditional northern English dishes to Nigeria jollof, Indian curries, Chinese dim sum. I've had one of the best Chinese here. It's been amazing. Korean barbecue, oh gosh, I had one in one of those startups, and vegan fine dining as well. So Manchester has something for every single person. The food scene is rich, is global, and surprisingly affordable. As you know, education is so important. I mean, sometimes people are scared to move cities because of education, whether they've got good universities but you know what, not to worry. There are loads of student hubs. Manchester is home to over 10,000 students across its university. You've got University of Manchester, I think they rank the 4th or the 6th in the UK, MMU and Salford. This makes city very vibrant and forward-thinking and full of innovation. So if you're thinking of raising your children here or pursuing of further education, you are in the right place. The reason why you should move to Manchester is for its better work-life balance. Life here in Manchester feels less intense. Like in London, there's ambition, but also a sense of people wanting to leave work at 5 and go to the pub, go to the gym, go home to cook. So work doesn't dominate life, the same way it does in London. So a good place to chill. The reason to move up to Manchester is there are loads of creative, tech and remote workspace. Manchester has embraced remote work culture. I mean, I work from home most of the time. There are dozens of high quality co-working spaces here in Colony spaces, and use. So and the Federation as well is another place you can use. So it's a fantastic place for remote workers, freelancers and startups. So if you want to, you can check that out before you move up here. The final reason why you should move to Manchester is for its growing room for investment. Believe me, there's so much to do here, a lot of business that you can actually tap into. The city is expanding in properties. Think about it, it's way cheaper here, so you can easily get into property business. Infrastructure, tourism, that means more jobs, more investment, and long-term potential. So if you're thinking of buying or building here, this is the time. Move up before it gets crowded. So I've given you all the pros of why you should move to Manchester, but obviously for everything that has benefit would have its own cons. So right now we're going to dive into the cons of living in Manchester. The first thing is the weather is grey and wet. Believe me, the first time when I moved here, I thought I've made the mistake moving up here because it rained every single time. It just rains. I mean, I remember my sisters used to call it Rainchester, and I didn't get it until that happened. But this year has been different. From March, we've had an excellent weather. It's been dry all throughout till, I mean, this month now, but it's been good. I can't complain. So let's not coat it, sugarcoat it, to be honest. Manchester is one of the rainiest cities in the UK. It doesn't always pour. It's always drizzling. It's always damp, overcast, and, people with seasonal affective disorder, believe me, it's a thing because it happened to me, and you obviously need layers, umbrellas, and good, mood lightning to kind of help you. So it is what it is. Manchester it is. So beware of that before you start moving up here. Other con here is lower wages than London. So while the cost of living is lower, the salaries obviously is going to be potentially lower. So especially in high skill industries, like for myself, I'm a BA. I find that my salary is about 10 to 25% less than the same job that where I was working in London. So obviously this can be offset by cheaper rent, and it depends on your industry. So generally in Manchester, well, you can have a bit more savings, compared to London. So I guess it cancels out, but I said people are living generally better here, in terms of, the properties they can afford to live in. Yeah, so that's lower wage, but like I said, cheaper rent makes up for it. Yeah. So another con of moving to Manchester is that if you stay outside, the center, or maybe outskirts, maybe near the countryside, there is obviously patchy public transport. So you probably might struggle. The trams are great, but if you live near a tram stop, and buses sometimes can be unpredictable. Trains sometimes outside the peak time can be infrequent or maybe even expensive. So if you live in the suburban or outskirts, you may need a car. The other con is the rising gentrification equals price creeps. So Manchester is starting to get expensive now. Trendy areas like Ancoats, Dinsbury, and Charleston are experiencing fast gentrification. So rents and house prices are starting to rise, and pricing out the locals and first-time buyers. So if you wait too long, Manchester could become unaffordable for you. So make that decision as fast as possible. Another con is that the city center is becoming overdeveloped. Luxury departments are going up everywhere, just like it was in London. While that may sound good, many seats empty or are being bought by investors, not the residents. So it's really difficult because it's actually bang in the city center. It's changing the skyline. Some may say it's the soul of the city. Major con that I would say for me is limited international flight operations or options. Manchester Airport is decent. I love it. It's just not too far from me. It's about 30 minutes drive. In fact, 26 minutes drive from my house. But you may not get as many direct international flights as you from Heathrow and Gatwick or Stansted. So expect more stopovers if you travel abroad more often. So we're having to deal with that, but it's fine. I can park my car there. It's cheaper. I can afford to. In the last 2 years I've been traveling now, I don't have to get an Uber or any taxi. We just book on time. We would then drive up there, park our car there, jump on get on the flight. When we're coming back, it's more convenient because you don't have to be looking for Uber at night. We just get into our car and drive home, even if it's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So for me, to be honest, I would say it's it's not too bad. Another con is public service under pressure. The NHS is stretched. We know this is cut across every city in the UK. GP appointment can take weeks. Boy, here in Manchester, believe me, the GP surgeries are chocker. Housing demand is up. Local councils are under pressure. This isn't unique to Manchester, as you know, but it's something to be aware of. If you found this quite helpful, give us a like, subscribe for more honest, UK living video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.